What if I told you that thousands of public servants miss out on public service loan forgiveness because of 5 avoidable mistakes, and one of them could already be costing years of progress? Are you ready to discover the truth about PSLF? Stay with me, because today we'll break down the top pitfalls and the simple moves that keep every month counting toward PSLF forgiveness. Public service loan forgiveness exists to wipe out remaining federal student loan debt after 120 qualifying payments while working full-time for a qualifying employer. For many, that means tens of thousands forgiven after a decade of service. But it's not automatic. Success depends on making the right payments for the right loans under the right plan while documenting the right employment. The promise is real, the mistakes are avoidable, and the fixes are straightforward. Let's set the tone. What if everything you thought you knew about qualifying payments is outdated? That's not a scare tactic. It's a reminder that rules evolve and details matter. Think of PSLF as a chain of 120 links. Each month is a link. If some links don't lock, the chain weakens. Today, we'll make that chain strong. Mistake number 1, not qualifying your loans properly. The word federal sounds reassuring, but not every federal loan counts for PSLF. PSLF applies to direct loans under the William D. Ford program. Older federal loans like FFEL or Perkins Don T count toward forgiveness unless they reconverted into a direct consolidation loan first. Many borrowers pay for years assuming everything qualifies, only to learn the loan type was the quiet deal breaker. The fix is clarity. Identify each loan, confirm it's a direct loan, and if not, decide whether direct consolidation is needed before building a long streak that won't help. Here's a hook to remember. 10 seconds today can save 10 months tomorrow. A 2-minute review of loan types now can prevent a 2-year setback later. And if Parent Plus loans are part of the picture, the rules are more specific. So validate the repayment path after consolidation. Precision here isn't overkill, it's protection. Let's humanize it. Picture a non-profit nurse who faithfully made 84 payments, then found out part of the portfolio was FFEL. The solution wasn't to start over, it was to consolidate to direct and move forward with clarity. The difference between frustration and progress was a clear map: which loans count, which don't, and what step makes them count. Mistake number 2, missing the 120 qualifying payments mark because not all payments count. A payment isn't just money leaving a bank account. For PSLF, it's a qualifying event. On time, for the full amount due under a qualifying repayment plan. Typically, that's an income-driven repayment option. Late payments, partial payments, or payments made during deferment or forbearance can fail to count, even if the payment went through. That's why official tallies often surprise diligent borrowers. To protect progress, keep to a qualifying repayment plan and recertify on schedule. If income drops, update early. In certain circumstances, $0 qualifying payments under an IDR plan can still count toward the 120-month tally when the other conditions are met. The goal isn't to pay as much as possible, it's to keep qualifying months unbroken. Avoid unnecessary pauses. Choose recalculation over forbearance whenever feasible. Here's the rhythm that works. Confirm plan status, watch due dates, and save proof. A simple habit, keeping statements and tracking the count, turns disputes into quick fixes. What if 1 minute of checking prevents 6 months of delay? That's not optimism. It's a pattern among borrowers who finish PSLF confidently. Mistake number 3, working for an ineligible employer or misclassifying employment. It is possible to make perfect payments and still get no credit if the employer doesn't qualify. Qualifying employers generally include government agencies and 501(c)(3) non-profits, plus certain other non-profits that provide qualifying public services. What matters is the employer, not just the mission or the work site. Contractors at government locations aren't automatically eligible. Full-time status matters. Documented hours matter. Assumptions are expensive. Before switching jobs, verify employer eligibility. If combining part-time roles, document hours carefully to meet the full-time threshold. When roles change internally, confirm that the position still meets criteria. The safest mindset is simple. Trust, but verify. Submitting employment certification to get an official determination early beats finding out years later that months didn't T-count. Mistake number 4, failing to submit employment certification consistently. This is the difference between visible progress and invisible progress. Submitting PSLF employment certification annually and at every job change keeps the official count current and catches errors early. Many denials and delays trace back to missing or outdated certifications, small form mistakes or signatures routed incorrectly. Smart borrowers don't just pay, they certify. That habit converts uncertainty into certainty. Build a simple ritual. Certify each year. Certify when jobs change. Keep confirmations. Match the official count to a personal log at predictable intervals. If something's off, it's far easier to fix with fresh documentation than after years of silence. This one form is the difference between visible and invisible progress. Mistake number 5. Ignoring updates, waivers, and evolving rules. PSLF updates happen, some temporary, some ongoing. They can change how payments are counted, which loans are eligible after certain actions, and how employment is evaluated. Missing a window for a review or a waiver can mean leaving qualifying months on the table. Staying informed isn't about chasing headlines. It's about quick audits when the rules shift. When updates arrive, run the fundamentals. Confirm qualifying employer, confirm IDR plan, review qualifying payment count, reconcile discrepancies. If there's a chance for retroactive credit, act promptly. The consistent pattern among borrowers who reach forgiveness smoothly is this. They respond to change with calm checklists and clear records. Let's deepen each area with practical guidance that carries you through the full journey to 120 qualifying payments. First, loan clarity. List every loan and label it: direct loan, FFEL, Perkins, Parent Plus, or other federal types. If everything is already direct, momentum is on your side. If not, evaluate the trade-offs of a direct consolidation loan. Consolidation can simplify servicing and eligibility, but it may reset qualifying counts for the loans consolidated. So make the move before building long streaks that one day carry over. When in doubt, prioritize a clean runway to months that count consistently. Second, repayment alignment. For most PSLF seekers, the safest path is income-driven repayment with timely recertification. Treat life changes, promotions, moves, family size updates as triggers to reassess. If budgets tighten, recalculate before pausing. In many cases, keeping qualifying payments going even at a very low or $0 amount beats forfeiting months to forbearance. Third, employment verification. Keep a tidy file. Offer letters, HR contacts, and proof of meeting full-time standards under program definitions. If stacking part-time roles, maintain clean records for each qualifying employer. When switching employers, assume continuity, verify eligibility, and complete employment certification promptly so the baton passes smoothly from one qualifying role to the next. Fourth, documentation discipline. Save copies of certifications, payment histories, IDR confirmations, and any communications about qualifying payment count. If a loan servicer changes, compare counts before and after. Organized records turn multi-month delays into single conversation fixes. Disorganized records turn simple questions into prolonged setbacks. Fifth, update awareness. Treat policy shifts as opportunities. When PSLF updates roll out, a short audit often unlocks months you thought were lost. The move is simple. Check employer, plan, payments, and counts. Then act on what you find. Small reviews prevent big regrets. Now, a few edge cases worth bringing into the light. Mid-month job switches can create ambiguity about whether a month qualifies. If possible, avoid gaps and confirm how the program treats that period. Lump sum payments (DON-T) usually grant credit for multiple months under PSLF. It is typically one qualifying payment per month. Brief forbearances that seem harmless can interrupt qualifying streaks. Recalculating IDR often preserves eligibility while keeping payments manageable. And during servicer transfers, safeguard counts by verifying them on both sides of the change. Let's pause and recenter with a powerful mindset. Progress loves visibility. When the official count matches the personal record, confidence rises. Preparation beats panic. A steady certification routine and a tidy document folder prevent last-minute scrambles. Small steps matter. One confirmation today, loan type, plan status, employer eligibility, can save months later. These aren't glamorous tasks, but they're the quiet moves that carry people to forgiveness. Time for rapid-fire hooks to reinforce what works. What if one missing certification is the only thing between you and months of credit? What if a 10-minute audit this week saves a year of payments? What if your non-qualifying payment becomes qualifying just by adjusting the plan? These aren't hypotheticals, they're the kinds of changes that happen when attention meets intention. Let's recap the 5 mistakes and the 5 counter-moves in plain language. First, not qualifying loans properly. The fix is simple: confirm direct loans. And if needed, use direct consolidation before spending years on loans that won't count. Second, payments not counting. Here's what works. Stay on a qualifying repayment plan, pay on time and in full, and choose income-driven repayment with timely recertification. Third, an ineligible employer or misclassification. The move here is to verify qualifying employer status, document full-time employment, and remember that contractors don't automatically count. Fourth, missing certifications. The winning habit is to submit PSLF employment certification every year, and whenever a job changes, keep confirmations and reconcile the qualifying payment count. Fifth, ignoring updates. The smart play is to track PSLF updates, run quick audits, and take action during windows that offer retroactive credit. Now build a simple weekly practice that keeps the journey on track. Ask 5 questions. Are all loans direct? Is the IDR plan current? Does the employer qualify right now? Is the employment certification up to date? Do personal records match the official qualifying payment tally? If any answer is unclear, that's the next action. Clarity compounds. Let's close with momentum. What if you were closer to forgiveness than you think? Just one certification away from unlocking months of credit. The aim isn't perfection, it's consistency. Confirm the loans, align the plan, verify the employer, certify the employment, save the records, repeat. The repetition isn't busy work, it's the engine of certainty. The promise of public service loan forgiveness is real. With the right habits, the path is clear. Keep going. One qualifying payment at a time with a qualifying employer under a qualifying repayment plan toward the finish line of PSLF forgiveness.